Do you ever feel like you're holding it together on the outside, but just barely? I remember thinking to myself years ago, I figured if I just kept pushing, the anxiety would eventually go away on its own. Instead, it started creeping into everything: my focus, my sleep, my relationships, even my confidence at work. And if you've been telling yourself that you'll deal with it later, when things slow down, when work eases up, when life isn't so intense, this is your wake-up call. In this video, I'm going to break down the hidden ways anxiety is draining your life every single day, even if you're functioning at a high level. And I'm going to show you the exact 3-phase system I use with high-achieving STEM professionals to help them finally feel calm, focused, and in control again. Let's get into it. My goal is to help high-achieving professionals relieve their stress, anxiety, overthinking, and burnout using practical strategies and techniques from our M3 method so they can enjoy their success without sacrificing their well-being. Now, I'm not here to bash things like therapy or meditation apps. They can help. But if you've already tried journaling, mindfulness, or even talking to a therapist and you still feel stuck, this is why. You've been handed pieces of the puzzle, but no one gave you the entire system. Breath work helps until your nervous system spikes mid-meeting and you forget it. Journaling helps until you spiral again at 2 a.m. Therapy helps, but if it's not practical, you walk away without the tools you need. These approaches are like trying to patch a leaking pipe with duct tape. It just doesn't work long term. And sometimes you may not even realize how much of your current way of doing things is falling short and the extent that anxiety is still affecting you because you've just gotten used to functioning with it. Let me walk you through the 5 silent ways anxiety is still showing up in your life so you can stop blaming yourself and start seeing what's really going on. Number 1, focus and productivity. You're switching between tabs constantly. You start one task, then question yourself and jump to another. You overanalyze simple decisions and waste 30 minutes rewriting an email. Now, this doesn't mean you're lazy or unmotivated. Your brain is in threat mode, and that makes deep focus feel impossible. When your nervous system feels unsafe, your brain can't lock into flow. It keeps scanning for danger instead of dropping into clarity. You don't need a better planner. You need to rebuild internal safety so your mind can trust itself to focus again. Number 2, energy and motivation. You wake up already drained. You hit the caffeine hard before 9 a.m. just to feel normal. And by the time the workday ends, you've got nothing left for the people or activities that actually matter to you. This isn't you being burnt out because of your workload. You're burnt out from the mental load of managing constant stress and anxiety. Anxiety doesn't just live in your head, it lives in your body, in your nervous system. If your nervous system never fully downshifts, you never fully recharge. You don't need more energy hacks. You need to reset your baseline so you're not constantly running on adrenaline. Number 3, relationships and presence. You zone out during dinner with your significant other. You're too overwhelmed to be emotionally available. You might snap at people, not because you're angry, but because you're exhausted from holding it all together all day long. Anxiety doesn't just affect your mind. It changes how you connect with the people that you love. And when your system is in survival mode, your emotional bandwidth goes out the window. You can't fully show up for others when your mind is just trying to keep you from falling apart. You don't need better communication skills or more willpower. You need to feel grounded enough to actually be present. Number 4, sleep and recovery. You're exhausted at night until your head hits the pillow. Then your brain decides to review every interaction you had the past week and worry about what you have coming up next. You end up waking up more tired than you were before. This is your nervous system saying, I never got the chance to reset. If you've been in a constant state of alert, your system doesn't recognize that it's safe to power down. Rest becomes another fight and not a place of repair. You don't need more melatonin or a 2-hour nighttime routine. You need to teach your body what safety feels like again. Number 5, career and long-term goals. You're playing small, but not because you aren't capable, but because you're scared you'll finally get the opportunity and then fall apart. You don't speak up. You don't apply yourself. You don't stretch because your confidence is buried under survival. When your baseline is anxiety, the future feels like a threat, even if it's everything you've ever wanted. You end up not trusting your ability to hold it all, so you shrink to stay safe and not add more things to your plate. What you need isn't more ambition. You already have that. You need to find a way to stabilize your system so growth doesn't feel like danger. And here's the wildest part. Most people are living like this and blaming themselves for being weak, when in reality, their tools just weren't built to solve the real issue. They manage the symptoms, but they don't solve the system level breakdown that's driving the anxiety in the first place. You don't need more quick fixes or another band-aid. What you need is a framework that rewires your default state so you're not constantly reacting, spiraling, or recovering. That's why I created the M3 method, which is my 3-phase system I use to help high-achieving STEM professionals finally feel calm again and relieve their anxiety without sacrificing their ambition. Let me break it down. Phase number 1 is mindset, which gives you a clear path forward. We start by identifying what actually matters to you. We reduce the chaos by aligning your work with your values so you're not chasing goals that end up draining you in the long term. And we dismantle the hidden beliefs that fuel your anxiety, like I can't slow down or rest means I'm falling behind. This lays the foundation so we can relieve anxiety at the core. Phase number 2 is mastery, which gives you control of your thoughts and emotions. You'll learn how to regulate your state in real time before anxiety has the chance to spiral. You'll stop avoiding emotions and start processing them so they don't end up hijacking your day. This is where we reset your nervous system response. This isn't a process that will guarantee that you never struggle, but it will give you complete command over your internal state. Phase 3 is momentum, which gives you long-lasting relief. This is where we rebuild your baseline by locking in habits that protect your calm and reinforce your clarity. You'll learn how to perform at a high level without sacrificing your mental health. This is where burnout-proof routines are created. A metaphor I like to use is, it's like upgrading your brain's operating system. Instead of crashing every time the pressure hits, you learn how to lead with calm, grounded confidence. If you're still watching this and you know deep down that what you've been doing isn't working anymore, this is what I want you to do. If you're ready to stop white-knuckling your way through the day and actually feel calm again and finally relax, DM me the word method on Instagram by clicking the link down below, and I'll walk you through what it looks like to have us help you get there.